Hello, and welcome to reCapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at reCapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Ashley.
Oh my gosh, Delora, the show we've all been waiting for. Renaissance.
We are here today to recap our experience watching the one, the only Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. And we have guests. This is a round table, and I'm so excited. And so with that being said, I'm going to have our guests introduce themselves. In this introduction, we just love your first name and what city you saw Beyonce. And give us an idea of your Beyonce experience, like the other concerts you might have attended through the years, because I'm curious on how Renaissance levels up as we have our conversation. So I am going to start with Shamika.
Well, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm Shamika, and I went to go see Beyonce in the UK. So I saw her out in London, which was amazing. And I'm sure we'll get into that. My first time seeing her was actually at Coachella in 2018. So It was the best birthday then. It was the best birthday now. She never disappointed.
I'm still jealous for everyone who saw her at Coachella. I'm sorry, Beachella. As
Beachella, exactly. Beachella. Yes.
I am Toni. I saw the Queen in Chicago this year. This is actually my third time seeing her in person. And I have to say, Renaissance was a feast for the eyes and the ears. It was an experience. And I left feeling like it was worth every penny. I'll say that much. Absolutely.
And I am Shatavia. I saw her at the Nashville concert, and I think this is my fifth time seeing Beyonce. I saw her the first time with Destiny's Child, and I saw her with the I Am Sasha Fierce tour, and then two times the On the Run, and then On the Run 2, and then this time. So my fifth time seeing her. So I love concerts, as you guys can see. I love Queen Bee, my fellow Virgo sister. So
yes, I think you win the award for most concerts.
Yes, absolutely. Let me say too, I had the opportunity to go see Chris Brown and Trey Songz with Shatavia a few years back, and Shatavia does not play about her concert experience. It's the first time I've been like at the front, and at the time before some additional controversies, me and Trey Songz locked eyes, and I was like, "This is the best time I've ever had in my life." You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what I had been missing sitting up in the rows with everybody else. So Shatavia knows how to have a good time. I guess I'll say I'm Ashley, and I saw Beyonce in Miami. It was definitely an experience for multiple reasons, because the weather was super iffy. I don't know why they decided to do Florida in hurricane season, but it was like pouring down, raining a lot of the weekend. So I'm so glad we made it through. It was super muggy. So I was envious of all the people who brought the fans, because I was like, that's not just a prop. You need it in Miami. Like, I was like, y'all, when you get so hot, like you feel like you're about to pass out. I was like, I'm overheating. Like, that's how I felt up in the stands. Literally. Exactly. But overall, as far as the concert goes, I mean, as I've talked about on the pod, anybody who knows me, I love me some Beyonce. So I was highly anticipating this. And I just can't wait to hear about you guys' experiences in some of these other places.
Yes, and I'm Delora. I saw Beyonce with Toni, who's Concert Bay. Before we started recording, we pretty much talked about how we've seen so many people through the years, from literally Maroon 5 to Jason Mraz,
Bruno Mars.
Yep, Maxwell.
Yep. A little bit of everybody. We've been around the block, y'all.
And our most epic experience was On the Run 2, where we got upgraded
Oh
to
my gosh.
what was it?
Yes,
The
we were in the pit.
We were in the pit.
So quick sidebar on that concert. We were in the pit. For anyone else who went to that concert, there was a portion of the stage that lifted, went over the pit, and like descended.
Yes.
Beyonce went over my head in real life.
In real life.
I lost my mind.
Actually, talking about making eye contact with Trey Songz, I made eye contact with Jay. And I was like, oh my gosh, this really happened.
Wild.
Delora, he gave you money vicariously. You were staring in a billionaire's eyes. It's different. You know what I'm saying?
The vibes are instant, sweetie. Instant.
Yeah. And so this is my third time seeing Beyonce. The first time was the Formation World Tour in New Orleans. And that was fun because I went with my sister, shout out to Deetria, and Beyonce was a little bit winded. And I was like, is she pregnant? And she was. So
only time you'll catch her winded.
Pretty much. So let's go ahead and get into our discussion. So
Delora, real quick. Sorry, this is my third time as well. So I feel like 3 is the common number. Shamika, how many times have you seen her? 2.
Okay.
2.
Y'all make me feel like I'm not a real fan.
And a 5. No.
Not even.
No. You saw her at Coachella. That is at least 3 experiences together.
At least.
Period. Okay.
And then I went across the pond. So okay.
Exactly.
I'm in there.
Literally, Coachella was the culmination of her career. So yes,
it really was.
Yeah.
And she flew over my head there too. That was my first time trying to be in the mix. I don't like to be in crowds. And so I made my way to the middle, good spot because I'm short and I got to see everything. And then she flew over my head. So that was
beautiful. A lovely experience.
So the Renaissance World Tour, scheduled to be a 2.5-hour event. This is Beyonce's 9th tour. Its run time is May 10th of this year to October 1st. 56 shows, so it's almost over. But let's talk about the format of this particular tour. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know how I was gonna feel about her singing ballads in the first half of the show, and then going into the more high impact later on. What did you think about that situation? And let me also elaborate by saying I call this section big energy. I feel like her energy is different. You know what I mean? We are talking about a mature Beyonce. Before, she would go so hard. And in my personal opinion, when she did Coachella, she was like, you know what? I'm good. And now Renaissance is like, I am officially the queen. I have arrived. I have no openers. What are your thoughts?
I will definitely co-sign on the change of energy. You can definitely tell that she wanted to put that really big, bright, bold energy right in the front on the ballads, and then high energy for the dancing, for the singing along for the rest of the show. So I was grateful to kind of get the ballads out the way, which I kind of feel bad saying, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sing at the top of my lungs with you for a minute in your cute little dress while you sit on the piano, but then I'm ready to dance. I'm ready to party. You told me to get dressed. I'm dressed. Where's the party? So, I mean, I'm cool with it. I loved the format and I wasn't sure what to expect, but I think it was the right move. I was a fan.
I would agree. I really like the format of everything, especially people are still coming in. So it just seemed we're still all very excited. We're singing with you. It's very high energy, but nothing, you don't feel like you miss anything if you wanted to go get merch, if you wanted to get a drink. It was still all it flowed really nicely. I really appreciated that. And I really liked that she started with the ballads because I love to sing. So I was in there I was on stage.
And for me, I'm going to have to agree too. I like her starting out with Dangerously in Love. That's one of my personal favorites. Well, I know it's a Destiny's Child one song, but yeah, I enjoyed her starting out with that. And yeah, I think it was a moment to just take everything in. Yes, people still getting to their seats if they were running a little behind or anything. So yeah, I enjoyed the ballads and going to the high energy and ready to kick it after that.
Flaws and all almost made me cry. because I was one of those people who was running late. Literally, the back of my ankles were rubbed raw because I wore the wrong shoes and was running to get into that stadium. Do you hear me? And so her starting off slow just gave me a chance to catch my breath. So I was like, Jesus, I could not miss a single moment of this. And then I don't know, it's just something about it. I think Shatavia may have said it. It just, really gave you a chance to like take it all in. Or Shamika, maybe you said it. And I also thought that it had a lot to do with the fact that, as I think Delora, you and I spoke about, she was not really going to be able to dance to the full extent that she has over the years because she had been rumored to have foot surgery. And that was one of the things that was sad to me as a big Beyonce fan, is I know she wanted to go full out. Like, it must have been something for her to have to hold it back and pull back, because I know how much of a full-blown entertainer she is. So I think the format really helped her to still be able to have a really cohesive, enjoyable show and have really high energy moments, but also have times of rest. So that's the way I felt about the reasons why they set up the format the way that they did, and it still made it really enjoyable.
Yeah, I was talking to my hairdresser who's a big fan, and she was like, Beyonce took all the breaks on this tour, all of them. Because before, thinking about Formation World Tour, and even with On the Run, she had Jay to fill in, the in-betweens. But for this one, it's like, okay, you get this visual that you wonder if it's going to be part of the official visuals, because we haven't got those yet. And Still waiting. She comes out for a look, performs, changes to another look, and it's like, rinse and repeat. And don't get me wrong, the looks are everything, and we will get to that. But I wanted to highlight the fact that she isn't going all out. And I had a conversation with some Black women. I went to a leadership conference, and we were talking about how we're actually okay that she's not dancing the way she used to, because it killed our legends before. Thinking about Michael Jackson and Prince, who ultimately got addicted to painkillers, dancing all out. And then I was like, what about Tina? But then Tina had to go as hard as she did into her 60s, because she didn't hit until she was really in her 40s. So Beyonce is in a new space. I like to call her in her Diana Ross phase, where she's just saying, thank you, I love you, I love you. Let's talk about Renaissance, the album versus the live show. What was your favorite song from the album, and did it live up to the hype live?
No.
Ooh,
I know that came across strong, because I mean it. My favorite song from the album was Plastic Off the Sofa, and she only gave me the smallest little piece of Plastic Off the Sofa. When she started singing, I was like, oh, my song. And then she quickly moved on. I was like, really, Beyonce, how could you do this to me? I was so sad about that. But the fact that the show gave me so much more made it not that big of a deal to me, because I have not seen Beyonce since On the Run 2, right? So I've missed multiple tours of live performances, and I wanted to see some of those songs in the flesh. So no, my favorite song did not live up to the album, but she made it up to me. It was fine.
I, on the other hand, am very pleased that she did not hold back on America Has a Problem. I was there for that. I loved the bee costume we got in Chicago. I love this cute little tap dance thing she does around the stage. So I was very, very pleased that we did get a full amount of that. But I think there were actually maybe one or two songs that we didn't get at all in the performance from Renaissance. And I did clock that we did not get nearly enough of Plastic Off the Sofa, not even close.
Girl. We didn't even get Thick, and I wanted a little bit of Thick.
Yeah, didn't she only perform that in a couple of cities?
Yeah, like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do remember seeing something online. I think they got really excited because she had performed it there, but I don't think she performed it over in London. And I think Delora, right when the album had started, I think I told you I hadn't listened to it. I had tried to listen to it, and then I never listened to the album. So for me to go to this concert, I'm a little embarrassed. Again, y'all make me feel like I'm not a fan. I love Beyonce, but I never listened to her album. I didn't listen to it not one bit. And when I got there, I was just really excited because she played all the songs that I didn't know, and she mashed them and mixed them together. And I felt like I was at home. I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I also got to experience some of the songs that I don't know if I would have fully enjoyed it if I just listened to the album straight. You know what I mean? So after the concert, I went back and was like, oh, okay, I remember that one. I like that one. She didn't do Thick. I really like that one. I think I like Pure Honey, but I had to look up those names because I didn't remember them. I remember the feeling though. Okay.
When you said you had not heard the whole album, I was like, but I feel like Beyonce is someone who you would still have the best time, whether you've listened to the album or not. You know, it's not one of those artists you go to their show and you're like, wait, what is this song? What is it? Like? It was gonna be a vibe regardless. And you were having a whole experience. You went overseas.
Exactly.
And you need to talk about you went to Paris first. You went to Paris first, then you went to London. You had a whole thing.
Listen, the whole experience in itself was amazing, memorable, hands down. I took my mom for her 60th birthday. It was her first concert ever. She doesn't do concerts at all.
Wow.
So to do Beyonce, she never has to do a concert ever again in life because this was it. And she didn't know the album either, but she had so much fun because she didn't know Cuff It, you know, because the viral dances and stuff was going around. So she didn't know that. And so, and we sang and oh my gosh, and it was amazing. And to be honest with you, the experience getting from Paris to London, it was definitely a stand moment. I did whatever I needed to do to make sure that I was there on time because being over in a foreign country, you get lost and all sorts of unexpected things, but I made it. So yeah. I wasn't going to miss it for the world.
Now I'm like Shamika, I actually hadn't listened. I listened to the album, but I didn't like replay it over and over again. So I was just kind of there for the experience. But after the concert, then I had been listening to it more, and my favorite song, well, these days has been Church Girl. I don't know, I get it to that song. but yeah, I didn't know what to expect. So I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know all the words, but I was with my niece and my goddaughter. They knew all the words, word for word. So I'm just like, I was enjoying really watching them have fun because it was both of their first concerts.
I love that. For me, it's Heated. And it was everything I needed in my life. I tried to record it, but I screamed so loud over it that it's not very salvageable for me to post online. 10, 10, 10 across the board. What I love about this tour is Beyonce started in Europe and made her way to the States. And some may say it was a different tour. And I want to get you all's opinion on this. Again, still talking about energy. The notable differences from the clips you saw from overseas and then Shamika, your experience to Beyonce showing out in New York, Atlanta, Miami. And I know Houston is going to be crazy. Meg the Stallion better come out. What do y'all think about the differences between the two legs of the tour? Because in my personal opinion, Europe was a dress rehearsal.
Listen, so being that I was there, I don't know if I would call it a dress rehearsal, but the energy was different. Her expectations were different. And after I thought about it, I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense because really you only have a vibe over there. Some of them don't speak English. They only love her voice. They love her music. They might not fully understand everything. It's just the vibe. So everybody's there. We're having fun. We completely failed the mute challenge. Didn't know anything about a mute challenge. So for that to be a thing as big as it was over in the States, you know what I mean? No, I don't even think they realized, you know? So I thought that was really funny, but definitely a different vibe. But I mean, they still, listen, it was packed. They had fun. The girls in front of me was twerking and, you know, recording, and I was turning up with them. Like, it was fun.
I will say it's been really fun to see the side-by-sides of Blue's dance from earlier in the tour to more recently, just like the change in confidence. She's got the steps down. So, I mean, in that respect, that first leg of the tour kind of was a dress rehearsal, right? And you know she got a show out here. I mean, her fan base is here, let's be honest. So she's gotta do it. She's gotta turn up for us. But I got a feeling though, we ain't gonna give no lackluster show. But there's definitely been a difference. Yeah. It's been fun to see. There are some side-by-sides that are floating around where I'm like, I can see why somebody would say that for sure.
See, I can't speak on it because as Delora knows, I was avoiding everything like the freaking plague before I went to this show. I did not want to see outfits. I did not want to know the set list. I did not want to see other people's videos, her videos, whatever. And so when I finally went, and, you know, I still was catching some things on these internets. When I finally went, I've paid a little bit more attention to the shows subsequently. So like, again, the LA birthday show, Oh, I'm so sad I was not there.
Legendary.
But yeah, that would have been the show. Because that's the thing too, like features. Like when I saw her in Miami, it was like, is she going to bring, there's so many celebs and artists who live in Miami. It was like, oh, is DJ Khaled going to come out? Like it's something, nobody came out, right? So, you know, you have Kendrick who's come out, and to your point, Delora, she can bring out Megan Thee Stallion, even stuff like that. Being in the US and having access to those artists and features and all that stuff just makes the shows different and more fun. And to your point, Toni, when Blue Ivy came out on stage in Miami, I about went deaf from the people screaming in my ears. Like that was the moment. They screamed louder for her than they screamed for Beyonce. It was just such a thing. And just like seeing the creation of Beyonce and Jay-Z like closer was a moment. Yeah.
I do feel like we were very much blessed by her presence. I think it's the sweetest thing, and it makes so much sense for them as a family. You don't get too many artists that bring their kin out on stage unless they like really work and they got a mic in their hand or an instrument. Like she's just out there to do her thing, give her little heart hands, and book it off stage. So like, thank you for the blessing, man. We appreciate you.
Except for Diddy, who on the VMAs brought out all the children, but
I love
definitely
that.
not the usual.
She set in the trend for that. You see a lot more kids, their artists bringing their kids out for performances and things like that and really supporting them. So I look forward to seeing them as they mature in the music industry. It's really cool to see them grow up. I'm looking forward to seeing Blue.
Oh, for
now,
sure.
Blue, she didn't come out during our show, so I was a little disappointed for that, because I was like, oh, so yes, she didn't come out, but I do like that. You know, she's been on tour with her and everything. I think that's really neat. But yeah, I was disappointed that she didn't come out.
What do y'all think the twins are gonna think? Are they gonna think like Blue got to have all the moments, Mom? We need our time too.
Yeah, I wonder about that too.
Yeah, Blue's already gotten a Grammy. Like, Mom, it's our time. we gotta do a project together soon.
I'm sure we'll hear them doing a soundbite on one of her upcoming albums. That's how Blue got her start, you know. They got to go through the chain of commands, you know.
Yeah, because we still got the other, the other 2 volumes of Renaissance that's still supposed to come.
There's 2 more.
She better not be like Maxwell and never come out with the other. You remember that? It was Pretty Wings, Volume 1. Yes. And I'm like, goodness. Sir, when did Volume 2 come out? Nobody cared after a while. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, I mean, it just ended up being so much time in between. I'm like, you know what, sir? And now he's back out on tour. And I'm like, yes, what just happened? Can we get some new music, please?
He still got some good knees, though. He still be hitting it.
He sure does. He sure does.
I heard the performance is not lacking. So I don't know. Hopefully.
Again, no openers. Did we like it? Did we love it? Were we indifferent? I need to know. With the exception of freaking LA.
Loved it. Is anything else an option?
I would have loved an opener, if just for the sheer fact that it would have made me feel less pressure to be there on time. Because I just feel like, you know, the tours I've seen her on, I think Luke James was her opener for the Mrs. Carter World Tour. And I love Luke James. Like, he has a phenomenal voice. And he was up there taking off his shirt and all that at the time. And I was like, ooh, you know, this is a great way to start the night, Beyonce. So I think an opener is always fun. Like, I don't think there's anybody who she would have possibly had, even if like, hey, Chloe's going to open for her, or Chloe and Halle, or, you know, just something like that. I think that would have been fun. But 2.5 hours of Beyonce, I'm not going to complain. I just think it would have been an addition, a fun addition.
So for me, I wish she had an opener, because they were playing some ambiatic music. I'm like, am I supposed to be going to sleep? I legit told Toni, I'm like, I'm about to put in my audiobook, because the least they could have done is play some of her hits or something, right? Get people high,
get me in the mood.
Yeah, but it was like, okay, so Beyonce,
she was so late.
Yeah,
we had a 9.
Yeah, we had a 2-hour wait before our show started. And I was really hoping we would get hype music. If they would, we talked about it. They could have played her hits. They could have played anything to get us excited. And all we had was this weird, like, lo-fi ambient yoga music with this like very awkward, like, staticky visuals. And I'm like, what is happening here? And when I tell you, my jaw was on the floor when Delora pulled out her headphones and she's like, honey, I brought an activity. Like, I'm gotta go do something else. I was like, I didn't even think about that, because I didn't think she was gonna have us waiting like this. Like,
Laura was ready.
She was so ready.
I thought that screen was technical difficulties. Like I was like, is because the show didn't start till like 9:45 in Miami as well. But again, the traffic was horrible. I don't know if anybody else dealt with that, but the traffic to get and park in the stadium was horrible. So even if you were trying to get there early, you may be like an hour late just sheerly because it was at a crawl trying to park and get to the stadium. So I didn't mind her being late. But I thought there was technical difficulties with the screen. And one of the ladies next to me was like, nah, she's had that at all her shows. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Because I'm like, do we have issues here in Miami? Like, is she performing tonight? My poor ankles. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back that soon.
Right. I would have enjoyed an opening act because I think that definitely sets the tone for the rest of the night. So I was just kind of people watching, and like you said, the music, I was like, okay, we need something hype. I could have listened to Upgrade You, Get Me Bodied, something like, but I would
like have a touring DJ maybe would have even been nice, like just a touring DJ with her.
Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was too excited to be there. I do remember the screen being up and there was probably some music going on, but I didn't experience that long of a wait. I feel like she started, it was probably 2 hours from when I got there, but maybe she started around 7. It was still fairly light for us. I don't know, but I didn't.
Oh, but the time difference. What time did the show officially start in London?
I think they said 5.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So then, right, but again, I had already seen her before at Beachella, so I'm only used to seeing her by herself. I wouldn't even know who, you know what I mean? I don't know if it would have. If it would have made it an experience for me, if I would have just been like, bring out Beyonce. So I don't know.
Nah, because it's like, when you go to a comedy show, you got your main comedian, but you have the warm-up acts that's getting the comedians going. That's what even the same thing with like a concert. It's just like it's getting you in the mood, it's giving a vibe. Same type of thing. Even if your main show is coming.
I actually commended her for having a whole show just for herself. I was like, she is so amazing. She doesn't need anybody else. Like,
I mean, she don't. 2 snaps. She don't.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, the breakdown of her set list alone, she had 14 songs from Renaissance, 6 covers, 5 songs from 4. She's giving 4 a lot of love, which she has not done in the past. 2 songs from B-Day, 2 songs from Dangerously in Love, 2 songs from The Gift. I need it already, but she didn't do it, but that's okay. 1 song from Beyonce, 1 song from Sasha Fierce, and 1 song from Lemonade. So, I mean, her discography is amazing. It's simply amazing. It's the reason why we call her the queen, and she's earned it. So speaking of people watching, I think I told Toni this. I don't think I've seen so many hairy nipples in one place in my entire life. And silver apparently is the color of this particular tour. I call this section Uncle Johnny Make My Dress That Cheap Spandex. She looks a mess.
Oh gosh,
I'm crying. Thing is, you didn't differentiate. Could have been some women's hairy nipples too. You never know.
Never know.
Outfits were everything. I'm still upset that I didn't get a look together in time for this because some people came and showed out with their looks for this concert. Now, some people was like they got really hot and they sacrificed a lot. But they made it. I'm sure they IG pictures and everywhere else they posted look phenomenal.
But they say beauty knows no pain. Okay.
There you go.
I mean, when you've got a queen like that who's giving looks on looks, like I wrote it down. I clocked 7 dress changes in our concert in Chicago. And if you're going to give me 7 outfits, the least I could do is give you 1. So I definitely appreciate how people went over and beyond. Like, she asked a lot of us, and I think we understood the assignment as a whole. And she made it worth it. She made it worth it. But I did wear Chucks for my show because I've worn the wrong footwear to a concert before, but
never again.
That, yeah, I was like, my feet have to be comfy, but the rest of it was a look for sure.
Toni, please explain your look, Miss queen of crocheting yourself.
So I crochet for a living, but I wanted to finally make myself a sweater that I absolutely loved, and I was like, I'm gonna do it for my queen. I'm gonna do it for her. So I made this lovely. Now I did not follow the silver theme. I'll be honest. I love that was the choice, but Mama does yellow gold, so I couldn't do silver for her. But I made my own sweater. I had my cute little jeans on. Got my hair did. So I put in the effort. I put in the effort for this one. And I was one of those people that was maybe a little bit too warm, but you do it for the look. You do it for the look.
Absolutely. I did not follow the silver theme at all. I did not get the memo. I didn't know what to expect at all. And
the
I
memo
just
came late, Shamika. It
did
came real
okay.
late.
It didn't reach me over there in London. So I had already pre-planned my outfit. I had bought these hot pink knee-high boots that, you know, have like detail embellishments on them and stones. And then I found the perfect hot pink cat suit with matching gloves. And baby, whew, okay. Yes. And then I did prepare because I knew that it would be a lot of walking and such. So I had my sneakers in my backpack, but there and throughout the concert, yes, I had on my boots, and yes, it was awesome. And I had my blonde wig because I don't really do blonde, but over the summer, blonde was giving, and I was channeling my inner Beyonce. I loved every minute of it. I had my cute little sunglasses on.
Oh, serve. Okay. See,
she looked fabulous.
I need a picture. I need a picture.
Absolutely. I will show you. I should post more. I didn't post nearly enough photos. I was being too modest. Because you know I took them.
I saw some. You were doing like a little walk, and I was like, okay, Shamika, okay, fabulous.
I kept it really simple for my look. Since I'm a concert goer, I usually wear tennis shoes to the shows. I had on cut up jean shorts, and then I knew it was going to be hot outside, so I just had on a black tank top. And then I actually ended up buying a Beyonce shirt, and I put that on during the show. So kept it really, really comfy.
Yeah, I definitely put on the Chucks as well, because what we're going to do is be comfortable, because there's a lot of walking. And I had like this sheer top that I typically wore a cami under, and Toni convinced me to just wear my bra. So I was a little risque.
Okay, sexy.
Honestly, it was hot, so it was worth it. You know what I mean?
And she looked so cute. She looked so cute. I was like, girl, take off some of them layers. Come on now.
I'm like, okay. No.
I do remember seeing that picture of you like, okay, Delora.
We were having fun, all right?
We were.
And let's talk about the fashion of Beyonce. She has had so many looks. I don't even know if anyone has officially clocked the number of looks she's had so far, but here's a few of the designers, okay? We have Ralph Lauren, Carolina Herrera, Gucci, Self Portrait, Miu Miu, Valentino, Tiffany and Company, Marc Jacobs, Alexander McQueen, Louis Vuitton, Stella McCarthy. The list goes on and on and on and on. And again, Renaissance, paying homage to ballroom culture. It is giving camp, futuristic. We mentioned the silvers. Give me your top 3 looks.
I will jump in. So I think one of my top absolute favorite look of the entire tour was in Chicago. It's the number that she opened with, and it was that seafoam like unitard with Tiffany, the spikes up the boot. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I lost my mind because we don't see her in that color much.
Very
and we
true.
Got that same look, I believe, in silver or maybe one other color within the tour. But when she walked out in that seafoam bit, I was like, oh, she really can wear anything. Like, she could put on a paper bag and we'll be like, oh my gosh, do it again. Give us a twirl. Like, I was just, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't deal. So there was a Versace number that came out, a gold and purple bit with this hat that was like, it was a planet on top of her head. I was like, honey, again, on anyone else, so gauche, like far too much. But somehow she makes it work. And what I've loved about this tour is like, you've got these really edited, polished pieces. And then you have these like did an alien design this pieces?
Over the top, ridiculous.
Whose brain did this come out of?
Did you see the red like boobage with the points, and the points look like the rubber band of a balloon? Like it was like, oh, this is going camp. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And somehow makes it work. Like,
yeah,
it still gives you those silly moments and those really serious moments. And I'm like, oh, honey, how?
That's from Loewe. Yeah, there's so many looks, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the silver bodysuit with like the comb boobs and the very pink, fluffy jacket. That's fun. And anytime she wears a fringe boot, I lose my mind.
Oh my gosh.
I lose my mind.
I know we commented that we haven't been getting the upbeat dance numbers, but I think it's moments like those fringe boots. She's giving us the movement, the dance, the choreography within the outfit. There's so much fringe. There's so much volume. There's so much moving with her constantly. So just to see her walk up and down the stage is part of the experience, which I've loved. Like, there's been no missed moments. I can't think of one outfit where I'm like, oh, they kind of phoned it in on this one. Like, every single one it's been a moment.
I'm looking at this article from Harper's Bazaar. It's called Inside Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour Wardrobe. All her custom made looks. And it says the star returns to the stage after 7 years and she's dressing up for the occasion. And apparently she's very involved in these looks, which doesn't surprise me considering she's, Virgo queen. And also she's not only, shitting on us with all these looks, she's very much invested and involved in it. All right, ladies, come on, throw out some other looks. You don't have to have the name or anything, but
yeah, because I don't have none of that. But I did like for my concert over in London, I really loved the opening number that she had, which was the blue dress that kind of had like, I don't know, it was like a really structured swirls that was going around. I thought that was really cool. I was like, how did they do that? It was like suspended and the dress was still flowy and she just gracefully walked out on air. And I was just like, oh my God, it was just so beautiful. I was trying to think of all the ways I could DIY some shit like that, like put some pool noodles or something. I was like, I'm gonna make this work.
Very creative. I can see you doing it, Shamika.
Halloween is right around the corner, Shamika.
Right? Well, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, okay, like, what am I going to do? And then a lot of the other looks that I like obviously weren't, because there were so many shows after mine. I really liked all the ones where she had the, like a hoodie or something. I think she had one with the hoodie and like big sleeves. I really liked that look. And then most recently, I want to say this week, it was like a really deep blue and yellow, like almost cat like with a mask. I was like, yeah, that's just dope. It looked totally different from anything else that she's wearing. It just seemed like more elevated than everything else that she had. Like, so I love the progression of,
that was Versace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dope. I think she had a yellow Versace, which I really liked, but then I saw this one, I was like, oh shit, like, is that Versace too? That was dope. I really like that one.
I like the costume with that had like the hands everywhere. I was like on her chest, on her back.
The one that has not changed much from tour to tour to tour.
I like that. Because at first I was like, oh, she has hands everywhere. So yeah, I like that one.
I hope that there is a story behind that look, because it is one of the only ones that we've seen from the beginning of the tour and seen just about every single night. And I want to know more about it. I mean, obviously, it's a fully custom piece. I'm sure it's designed after her hands and sculpted to her body and all of that. And I was like, I just need to know more. Just like, give me the tea, sis. Like, what's the deal behind this one?
I've literally been sitting here looking at the different looks. I'm like, there's so many, because I cannot remember everything I've seen her wearing, but there is one they have on Harper's Bazaar, I think is where I'm at, it was the opener in the Miami show, and I did think it was just so beautiful, especially for the ballad section where it's like a black bodysuit, but it has like the white feathery structured upper body look with the train, like, and she had these beautiful heels on, like the sunglasses. It was just such a moment. It was very chic, very elegant, and I love a good bodysuit. Like that's a vibe. So that was probably my favorite one that I've seen on this particular list. But I mean, everything she wears, I can't name you a bad look that I've seen. Everything she wears is custom made and tailored and perfectly fits her and fits the vibe of the show. And it's just perfection.
The budget must be insanity, by the way.
There is no budget. There is no
I
budget.
will say, what budget?
Wait.
He's been away for 7 years.
Not with the price of them concert tickets. They couldn't
No budget,
possibly
baby.
get a budget.
There you go. That part, Toni. That part.
Wait. In addition to that, I mean, she's mother, right? And we're talking about the galaxy, so the sky's the limit, apparently. Let's talk about the cultural impact of Renaissance and Beyonce in general. Just looking at her B-Day alone, she had the Diana Ross sing her happy birthday. Lionel Richie was in his feelings, okay?
He was.
Beyonce is the celebrity's celebrity. She has billionaires. We're talking Oprah, Tyler Perry, Jeff Bezos, former presidents, current VPs, other pop stars like Katy Perry and Lizzo. Katy Perry literally put in her post, kissing the ring. Everyone from Leonardo DiCaprio to Zendaya and Tom Holland, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. What do y'all think about Beyonce's impact?
I mean, it's undeniable. I think even if you're not a Beyonce fan, you respect it all day and night. I mean, you have to. She's put in the work and she's elevated herself to that level for a reason. And the fact that these other stars can look up to the work that she's put in her industry, like cemented herself as the best performer of our generation, hands down, like no one can argue. Now, I will say I was a little bit annoyed, and this is why I have to stay off TikTok. They was talking about how your girl Taylor and her tour was such an impact for the world. And I'm like, excuse me, knock, knock, please let me in. You guys are missing something. Like
they've been doing that all summer, Toni. They've been talking about the success of Barbie and Taylor Swift. I'm like, Beyonce is right there.
Yeah.
She's
and
right
far
there.
beyond. Like, let's be honest, and far beyond, because not only is it an impact globally, but Beyonce makes sure she brings that money and that energy home. And she speaks to an audience that Taylor, in all honesty, couldn't touch no matter how hard she tried. So B does it up, down, sideways, in and out, and has done it in heels since she was 16 years old. Let her tell you again.
Yes.
So, I mean, this tour, yeah, we didn't get every song we wanted. We didn't get all the dancing, but I think in the span of her career, she's given us everything that she has with this tour and will continue to. And I'm already mad I'm not going to the Houston show. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Exactly.
Toni, you are so spot on. The greatest artist of our generation. And the comparisons to Taylor Swift to me are downright insulting. Like, how dare y'all compare the entertainment factor of a Beyonce show with a Taylor Swift show? I've seen Taylor Swift show. Okay? No, I have no shade towards Taylor Swift. She seems so lovely. I love some of her songs. She's a great songwriter. But entertainer? Yes.
She has
with those
dresses.
Dance moves? Stop. Sorry to all the Swifties, but these are the facts. Like, I really can't. Michael Jackson was renowned as incomparable in his time, and I think Beyonce should be the same. That's what I got.
Without a doubt.
I agree. Her talent is definitely unmatched. I love how, yeah, like someone said, she is a celebrity. All the celebrities that have gone to her shows, I was looking like who attended? So yeah, I was really, really impressed with that. And then I just like how so many different age groups went. Like I mentioned, I took my niece, she's 13, and then I saw some people that could have grandparent age and everything. So it was something for everyone to enjoy. So I really enjoy that about her. Like, yeah, talent just unmatched. Like, she's definitely the Michael Jackson of our time. Like, just I don't have anything bad to say about Beyonce. I love Beyonce.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys, I don't have too much to add to that because Beyonce is everyone's idol. Like, and she puts in so much work, and you can see the effort that she puts in, from her costumes and her production and her set list. You can see it, I mean, even with Beachella, like the sacrifices she put in for her body to make sure that we all have the best experiences ever. And then to pull us all in, show up for me, right? And we all delivered in our silver or our pinks or whatever we wore. Like, I love her. And I don't even find myself being like a fangirl of too many people, but it's undeniable. You really see the passion in her craft. And I love that. I love that about her. I feel like everyone strives to be like the Beyonce of their industry, like that becomes the thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
You always like, well, I guess me and Beyonce got the same 24 hours. So what the hell am I doing with my time?
Exactly.
The standard.
It was a lot of fun, clocking everybody who went to go see her. And her show was absolutely worth it. Yes, she's not dancing the way she used to, but her star power is just incredible because she has her dancers surrounding her doing all the the flips and the tricks, and guess what, all eyes are still on her. So that she has that X factor that people literally try to pay for. Kardashians.
And by the way, real quick, Delora, I hope that this is not the end of her really busting it down on stage. I feel like she's just having a moment of rest for whatever's going on from the surgery, and she's gonna be back. Like, I don't feel like this is the end of us seeing Beyonce really, really putting on a show. It may not be a world tour again. It may be, a good little feature, a little HBO special, her HBO like this, or whoever pays her the most money. I was about to say whoever pays her the most money these days. But yeah, I mean, that's what I was hoping the whole time. Because one thing I was thinking is like, if this was the only show you've ever seen, you didn't see Beyonce at peak Beyonce. Like, yes, you may have loved the Renaissance show, but let me tell you something. She can shut it down even more than this.
Exactly.
So, I want this to not be it. Because you look at, we got a chance to see Janet Jackson at Essence Fest, right? Janet's still busting a move on stage. Period. Okay. I want that for Beyonce in her life, for sure.
Listen, Beyonce said that she ate celery and drank air for, however long before Beachella. I just don't think that she could ever stop performing. Yes. It doesn't matter how many years we get in between here. When she comes back, she will deliver.
Ashley and I say this all the time. She's the hardest working billionaire's wife out there. Like, most women would coast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But I think anybody who's been following her career knows she just was never built for that. And I think
very true.
I think what we've gotten from her, like you said, Ashley, we have not gotten Beyonce full out. We have not gotten even we, the fans, have looked at Beyonce sometimes like, you didn't have to go that hard, boo-boo. Like, why'd you have to do that on the Tyra show back in the day? Like, she used to lose her mind on somebody's stage.
She sure did.
And we definitely have a more refined, a tighter, more succinct Beyonce. And I do hope, I'm going to hold that hope out with you, Ashley, that we do get like full out jumping and dancing and running around stage that we used to get. Because I mean, what y'all got at Beachella, like, I'm still real sad I only got to watch it on TV. Because I mean, she shut it all the way down. Like, she gave and gave. Like, the number of times she went up and down them stairs, honey.
There's a lot of stairs.
So true.
If she want to switch to sneakers, great. Sierra does it.
I don't know if Beyonce is capable. I think she thinks she's doing a lot by giving us a block heel, honestly.
Well, give me a heeled boot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Janet does the heeled boots. Like, does not have to be a stiletto is my point. Like, we can, my deal is, I will accept you getting in your 40s and you start doing boots and sneakers. That's fine.
It's okay. But the havoc, those little stilettos. She used to constantly be in stilettos. I think they said she used to run on treadmills in stilettos. Like, so let's close out talking about the financial impact of this particular tour. July alone boasted $127.6 million from 11 shows. Forbes says that it's estimated to make $2 billion.
And that's
Taylor
why she
Swift,
gets to take 7 years off. Like this. Listen, the numbers don't lie, people. Like mama is out here working. 50 some shows. Yeah. And she's shutting it down every night. Like I mean, aside from one mic going out, have we heard anything about anything going wrong in this tour? Like she is serving every single night. $2.2 billion.
She didn't go up in one of those cities for the finale. She didn't get off the horse.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah. And then she only had to cancel one of the tours. I think it was in Pittsburgh. But no, I mean,
yeah, it was close. Yeah.
Yep. And she rarely does that. You know, she hates canceling shows. The show will go on with Beyonce every time.
Laura, we have to ask the ladies one more question before we get out of here. That was a fan question that we've had brewing for quite a while, and we promised Touchdown Tay we would talk about it on this episode, and that is name your top 3 Beyonce albums. Whoever wants to start.
B-Day.
B-Day is number 1 for you, Shamika?
Yes. 4.
4 is number 2.
Ooh.
I know number 3 is hard, isn't it?
Maybe. I wasn't a big fan of Lemonade, and like I said, I didn't listen to Renaissance. You know what? I like The Gift.
Yes.
I like that one.
And
that would be
it's
number
a
3.
soundtrack, and yet it's like it's in my top 3 too.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you. All right, let me give my top 3 while I let y'all think. So my top 3, self-titled Beyonce is still number 1 for me. Like, for some reason, especially during that particular time in my life, I used to listen to that album every single day.
Well, that's when Beyonce started cussing. So it was like, yes.
And I don't even know if it was just that. It was just something about that album. Like, it flowed so well to me. It was just such an incredible album, full-bodied album for me. And I love it so much. That's number 1. Number 2 is still hard for me. Even though I said number 3 is hard, number 2 is still hard for me because I feel like it probably is I Am Sasha Fierce. And then sometimes I go to Lemonade because Shamika, Lemonade for me is not just an album, it's a cultural moment. I remember where I was. Mm-hmm. I was in a hotel in Atlanta and I was so grateful because I didn't have HBO at the time. And I got a chance to watch that. And I don't think I blinked throughout that entire thing. Because I was like, I think I called somebody, I was like, is this the Beyonce's divorce announcement?
You text that to happening?
Me. Yes, thank you, Blue. I knew I did somebody. I was like, oh my God, what's happening right now? It was such a cultural moment. So it was an experience. And then last is The Gift. Like, I will listen to The Gift from track 1 all the way through even now. Like, the visuals were beautiful, but the album itself was spectacular. The soundtrack itself was spectacular. So those are my top 3. Touchdown Tay. Those are my top 3. Who's next?
I'll jump in gladly. I'm going to put B-Day at number 3. B-Day came out at a special time in my life. And I feel like that is when we got full 1000% energy Beyonce. And I'll never forget it because just the music videos that we got and the performances she was doing at the time and these outfits that were like her mother was still very heavily involved at the time. And it was an era of Beyonce that I'll never forget. At number 2, I'm going to put The Gift. I think that one was definitely a press play. That one was like, get me in touch with my roots, get me motivated, give me my affirmations, ma'am. Like, remind me of my worth. Yes, please. Like, I play that in the morning. So that's number 2. And number 1, for the same exact reasons, Ashley, is Lemonade. I remember exactly where I was. I was with my best friend. We had gotten HBO the week before to make sure it worked. And we had all the snacks. Like, it was a moment for us. And I remember afterwards, that was one of the first times I feel like I was on my phone for hours after an event just to see what was being said and to say my piece. And it was a moment. So yeah, those are my top 3.
For me, my top 3, I would say I would put B-Day as number 3.
Okay.
I Am Sasha Fierce is number 2. And then my number 1, I would say, is 4.
Oh, Oh, I feel like 4 is a sleeper. Like, not many people's favorite album is 4. So what makes 4 your number one Beyonce album, Shatavia?
I just feel like I was able to, and it may have been where I was at in that time of my life, but I feel like I would just ride and just listen to it. Like, I was just feeling all the songs from top to bottom. I don't know. It was a whole vibe for me at that point.
You was over there singing 1+1. If I ain't got nothing, I got you.
I'm gonna need people to put some respect on School in Life, okay?
Right?
No, that's a great
for
song.
School in Life.
That's a great song.
All right, my top 3, starting with number 3. It's Beyonce, Self-Titled. Again, she started cussing. So I was like, yes, getting out of your daddy's shadow. Parkwood. Number 2, Lemonade. I knew exactly where I was when Lemonade dropped. And I remember all the emotion. It was an emotional roller coaster. Let's face it. I mean, starting out with Pray You Catch Me. It's one of my favorite songs by her. Oh.
And then she came out with the bat and it was like, oh shit.
And then, you know, it was a significant time for us culturally, like us fully embracing ourselves because we went through a whole lot of racial situations. I think it was around election time and all that fun stuff. So it just meant so much to just, you know, live in that space. And my number 1 continues to live in that space. The Gift is truly a gift, because when I tell you Bigger had me in my feelings, I was crying the first time I heard that mess. And it's so funny because, again, where I was in life, my daughter was literally like 4 months old. I just quit my job. And it's like, we're meant to be doing something way bigger. I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah. Brown Skin Girl. That video still makes me cry. Like, shed one thug tear every time.
That song in this household. Already. And then even the other side, that deep register, I was like, Beyonce, where you go? I ain't never heard you go that low before.
I wish y'all could have seen Delora. We gotta start releasing on video. We'll get there.
Ladies, this has been a pleasure. Do y'all have any final thoughts?
Anything you guys want to promote? Because usually at the end of all our recaps, we talk about like hidden gems, right? So different things, different projects we're enjoying, songs we're liking, what have you. So when we have guests on, it's a chance for you guys to talk about whatever you may like. You have a project you want to promote, great. If you have something you're enjoying, you want to talk about and have other people listen to or check out, great. So if there's any of that you guys want to share, feel free.
The mic is yours.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to stay in touch, I'm TL Yarn Crafts on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. I'm a crochet designer. I also am an author and came out with the yarn. So if anybody loves Beyonce and yarn, let's be best friends. Also, for anybody who's looking for anything to listen to after you've replayed Renaissance for the 50th time, I just hope everyone within the sound of my voice is listening to Victoria Monet right now, because I cannot stop talking about her. I am obsessed. Like, please, let's collectively get on this train together, please.
Yes, it's a wonderful ride.
Oh, Can y'all let me join the concert bay and make it a threesome if y'all go get tickets for Victoria Monet? Because I have to see her live. Like, she is such an incredible performer. I sat through her and her choreographer do the choreo for On My Mama on YouTube just because I was like, I just want to see a glimpse. I just want to see a glimpse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like released dates recently. We might have to travel a little bit.
Out. The last time I heard it was sold out.
Jaguar 2 tour.
If y'all hear about more tickets, call me.
We'll hit
I'm
you
down. Thank you, Toni. Shamika.
Oh, well, I guess I'll go. If anybody wants to follow me, I'm on IG. It's Shimmy Sham. But I'm also, and I don't know if you guys know this, I think I've shared this with you guys. I'm still in the process of working through it, but I'm also a new small clothing boutique owner. So it's called Showboat Boutique. So we will actually be launching very soon. I actually am getting ready to go to New York on Monday for the New York Magic Fashion trade show. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm hoping to come back with some really good goodies. I can't, don't expect anything like Versace or anything like that, but I definitely expect to come back with some really great looks for the fall.
We're going to be looking for Pool. What you talking about? Versace is somebody's last name, okay?
Right, exactly. So I expect to come back with some really good looks for the fall and spring that'll just have you feeling confident and feminine. And I'm just really excited about this project. So thanks for having me also. I love being here with you guys.
Girl, cannot wait for this. So looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And we love having you.
Thank you.
Chatavia.
Well, guys, I'm just glad to be here. This has been a fun experience. I actually don't have any projects or anything I'm working on. I'll just be out here chilling, drinking my water. No, I'm just playing. But no, I don't have any.
Minding my business.
Pretty much. But no. But yeah, it's been a good experience. So thanks for inviting me to talk about my love for Beyonce and everything. So.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. And guys, we're on here to promote, and that's the podcast. So if you have not already given us a review or rating on Apple or Spotify, or shared this podcast with your friends, family, coworkers, enemies, whoever, please do. We so appreciate it. And
so appreciate
as always, Delora and I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. This was such a special episode. We are so happy that we got a chance to talk to all of you ladies. I think I called you guys our gaggle of girlies before, so I'll stick with that. It's been such a pleasure, and we will be back with more. Delora, as always, thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you, Ashley. I love you, and I love our gaggle of ladies. I love Recap Nation. I love all y'all. God bless. Bye.